All right, and good day, North Texas. We've got a lot to talk about today. Winter storm warning in effect until Wednesday morning, and we have precipitation already lighting up the radar with some hazardous travel occurring west of the immediate Dallas-Fort Worth area and to the north there as well. This is only going to increase as we head into tomorrow, and tomorrow looks to be a fairly nasty travel day, so we're advising don't travel if you don't have to once we head into tonight, tomorrow, and into Wednesday. For today, it's going to be kind of hit or miss conditions. Some roads are going to be treated, but that is not something you need to be over confident in with the roads. We're already seeing those travel conditions deteriorating further to the north and west. So if you have to travel today, please do so with extreme caution. Reduce your speeds. Make sure you give yourself extra room around other cars just to avoid any sort of hazards or accidents or anything like that. The road conditions are going to deteriorate as we head into tomorrow, and I'll show you that. The reason for this is because our high today is at freezing for DFW. For areas outside of DFW where we're already seeing those travel conditions deteriorate, we are well below freezing with highs around 27 in Graham, 28 in Decatur, and Gainesville. So we're not going to leave freezing today. And here's a look at the overnight forecast. We're pretty much staying well below freezing again overnight and into tomorrow morning. Our low is going to be 29 in Dallas, and then we're close to the teens the further north and west you go with these temperatures. So it's going to be very cold tonight, and overnight travel is going to be treacherous in some areas, just to be quite honest. So please don't travel if you don't need to. Like I said, some of the area roads are going to be treated, but this is the kind of setup that the precipitation is going to be persistent over the next 48 hours to 72 hours with these below freezing temperatures. So you're going to get some nasty slick spots on some roads, even if it's treated. And also you have to take into consideration, while you might be paying attention on the road, other drivers might not be. So you just don't want to be in a situation with hazardous conditions and then drivers just not paying attention to the weather. So here's a look at our rainfall projections over the next 24 hours. And as you can tell, the rain is going to be better with precipitation the further south and east you go. That's because further to the southeast of the immediate Dallas-Fort Worth area, we're talking cold rain today because the temperatures are going to be just a little bit above freezing, so you're not going to get as much of that winter precipitation. Now, there could be some mixed precipitation of sleet and rain down in those areas with a few minor travel impacts possible, but further to the south and east is where we're talking a greater risk for a cold rain more than it is going to be this hazardous winter precipitation. And as you can see, the rain chances that we have forecasted for today are in a line with the projected rainfall. Further to the south and east is a greater risk for rain. Now, for the DFW area, that's where we're talking greater chances for winter precipitation today. We've already had freezing drizzle across the area this morning, and the radar's lighting up with pretty much sleet across a large portion of the area. That's going to turn eventually to a sleet, freezing rain mix as we head later on into tonight and into tomorrow. So here's a look at our forecasted travel impacts for today. There's a moderate chance, and if you tuned into the app yesterday and you saw our forecast, the moderate travel impact area was further to the west. But as we're looking at some of the profiles this morning, we're looking at some of the travel hazards that are occurring this morning in some areas too. Just to be safe, we've shifted that moderate area just further to the east to include the Dallas-Fort Worth area all the way to about Bonham. So moderate travel impacts are possible as we head into later today into tonight. And then the greatest travel risk looks to be tomorrow. And this is one of those days that we said pretty much if you don't have to travel, please don't travel. It's a good day to stay inside. And if you have to travel, please do so with extreme caution. High risk for travel impacts pretty much for the I-35 corridor into the west. That's because more precipitation is likely to occur tomorrow. Still seeing those cold temperatures. Our high tomorrow is once again 32. So don't travel if you absolutely don't have to. And if you do have to travel anywhere, please do so with extreme caution, just because it is going to be treacherous on the roads as we head overnight tonight into tomorrow and into Wednesday. And for our precipitation type Tuesday into Wednesday, we've also shifted the regions for the forecast further to the east as well, just to kind of align with some of the model changes that we've seen this morning. The sleet and freezing rain / ice, that has shifted. It was further to the northwest. We've shifted that closer into the metro along I-35 and to the west, and then freezing rain is pretty much shifted just slightly to the east as well. Still cold rain for areas to the south and east, in just the extreme southeastern corners of our coverage area, but pretty much all the metro is under the gun tomorrow for freezing rain and sleet across the area, and that is for Tuesday into early Wednesday. So finally, here's a look at the 7-day forecast, weather alert day through Wednesday, and typically we have these for severe weather, as you've seen in past setups. So this is not for severe weather, this is for another type of weather hazard. Obviously, we have winter across the region, so we don't just issue these weather alert days for severe weather, we also issue them for winter setups or anything like that that would pose a hazard to the region. So weather alert day through Wednesday, highs are going to be below freezing or at freezing the next 48 hours. Then we start to warm up just slightly on Wednesday. Still a weather alert day just because we have that chance for precipitation and colder temperatures. But then eventually Thursday, it's going to shift over to a cold rain. And then take a look at this. We'll get through this system and it's going to be a beautiful weekend. By the time we get to Saturday, we are approaching the 60s for highs. Slightly windy, though, out of the south on Saturday, and then the west-northwest on Sunday between 10 and 20. But then eventually, like I said, it's going to be beautiful this upcoming weekend with highs around 60 and lows around 40. So we'll get through this setup. Please be careful on the roads over the next 48 to 72 hours, just because we do have those cold temperatures and winter precipitation across the area. So I know this was a long forecast. We had a lot to cover. There's a lot more that we could say, but I don't want to take up too much of your time today. But please be very careful on the roads today. And if you have the opportunity to stay home, it's a good couple of days to stay home just to avoid any sort of accidents or hazards from this winter weather. So that's a look at your forecast, the 7-day forecast, and more. Stay tuned to the local. Stay tuned, to our live stream throughout the day, and download our free Weather 225 mobile app. You can find that on the Apple App Store and Google Play. We have push notification alerts and a highlighted section called Winter HQ that you can view all of our winter forecasts there and more. Also, make sure you call our friends at MyPro Construction and Roofing today if you need any sort of repairs to the roof of your home or commercial building. So make sure you refer Weather 225 once you give them a call or click today. Have a fantastic day, North Texas. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more. Whether it's sunny, stormy, or snowy in North Texas, be sure to download our free Weather 225 mobile app.